Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Tiffany and today I welcome you all to come and make some homemade pizza with me. Okay. All right. So this easy and delicious recipe, it starts with naan bread. Okay. So naan bread is originally Indian or like Middle Eastern. So me and my husband, we went to an Indian restaurant and we had this delicious bread and we fell in love with it. So now, I decided to make it with, I'm like, would be great for some pizza crust. So we're using it for that. All right, so I recommend that you use Stonefire Naan Bread Original. That's the one that I have, or even just a generic brand for naan bread as well. And I got this you can get it from Safeway, Walmart, So this is the one, and also the sauce. Okay, so I use Rehas sauce. Rehas has spaghetti sauce. They also have pizza sauce. So make sure you get the pizza sauce for this recipe. Okay. And I got the roasted garlic. Yeah. All right, so pepperoni. I love pepperoni on my pizza, so I'm using the Hormel pepperonis, okay? And I just sprinkled like 10 on there, okay? All right. Also, as far as the cheese, I'm using two different types of cheese. I'm using the mozzarella cheese here. I'm using most of this for the pizza. And also, I'm using a mild cheddar. So I'm using a little bit of this first and then mostly the mozzarella. All right. And also, I cut up some green peppers that I'm also going to put on there. Have a little bit more, but you need to cut them up. And some onions here that I cut up. And also when you're cutting the onions, little trick, if you put some water on that knife, then you will not be crying while you're cutting up these onions. So that's a little tip that I recommend. Also, you want to coat the naan bread with olive oil back and front and also on your pan with some foil, okay? Because that'll help the bread to be crispy, nice and crispy. That's what we want with pizza. Okay, so now I also put ground beef on my pizza. Okay, so I cooked this ahead of time. So I put, cut up a little bit of green peppers in there and the onions and some mushrooms. Sauteed that thing and put it right on top. So I just want to make another comment about the sauce. The sauce, when you're actually putting the sauce on the naan bread, you want to make sure that you do like a medium coverage. You don't want it to be too light, and it needs to be covered, but you don't want it to be too much because you don't want it to taste like lasagna or like a hamburger or something. So yeah, we want pizza. So, medium coverage is the key here. Okay. All right, so now let me show you my finished product. Ta-da! So this is my pizza with the pepperoni and the ground beef and all the cheeses and everything on here. And so I just wanted to show you too the back of it so you can see that it's nicely toasted. See that there? All right, and so I would recommend when you put this in the oven, make sure you preheat 10 minutes on 350, but also put this in the oven for, I would say 12 to 15 minutes on 350 and see if the crust is the way you like. If not, maybe just a tinge more time, but generally about 12 to 15 minutes. So this is a wonderful, easy recipe that is delicious as well, very convenient. So please let me know in the chat if you made this delicious recipe. And thank you. See you next time.